So, hi, magandang gabi. So, Congressman Toby Tiangco has been rather interesting lately. He identified part of the loss of Alianza uh, primarily due to the impeachment. Kinonect niya yung dismal showing nila in Mindanao to the impeachment complaint filed against VP Inday Sara. And he says that contrary to what Speaker Martin Romualdez says, uh, there was no clamor for the impeachment. Rather, the congressmen were compelled to sign the impeachment complaint or the articles of impeachment dahil hindi magre-release nung tinatawag na conditional release. So, yung conditional release, of course, is the money that many of the congressmen were going to be using for their campaigns. So, what is interesting dito is that doon sa pagsasalita ni Congressman Toby Tiangco, halos aminin na niya ang Oplan Horus. So, medyo dikit-dikit na. Kumbaga, tahi-tahi na lang and makikita natin na nagkakaroon ng liwanag tungkol dito sa plano versus the Dutertes. So yung Plan Horus is being indirectly confirmed dun sa sinasabi ni Congressman Toby. But wait, there seems to be a development. Ang tanong is, who will the president side with? He is related to both. Martin Romualdez is his cousin, and Mr. Congressman Toby, of course, is married to a first cousin of the president, Romualdez din. Hi kay Kuya Gado, lagi siyang nanonood daw, sabi ni Miss Aiko. Hi sir! Right. Sabi ni Probability, Oplan Horus, slowly colored by Toby Tiangco. So, ang nakikita natin dito is that si Congressman Toby has been giving interviews at doon sa interview niya with ANC, inamin niya na they did not do well at all. They did not do well at all. And ang sinasabi niya is that it was because they failed, nakaano sila. Parang tinabla talaga sila sa Mindanao. According to him, Mindanao, they had relatively decent numbers in Mindanao, pero parang nasisiro na sila after the filing of the complaint versus Inday. So, nagpo-play out dito is that plus, sabi, he also admits that after the kidnapping, they weren't doing very well. So, ayan na, So, the admission is on the part of the administration na they screwed up. They screwed up going after the Dutertes. But wait, hindi lang po yan ang communications na nangyayari. Pag tinignan ninyo, sabi ni Jones Faulkner, family feud pala. Oo nga kasi parang ganun ang lumalabas. But before this happened, remember, mayroon na tayong mga naririnig tungkol sa coup o matatanggal daw si Speaker Martin Romualdez or posibleng hindi na siya maging Speaker in the 20th Congress. Kasi nga, ang dinig natin is trouble in paradise or trouble between the unholy triumvirate or the unholy trinity of Martin, BBM, and Lisa, hindi na po sila nagkakasundo. At yung nakikita natin dito is that gusto nang palitan si Speaker Martin bilang Speaker of the House. Kasi ang daming negative publicity about him. And parang ang lumalabas is that the actions daw, we're not saying this is true, pero ito po ang pinag-uusapan. At ang sinasabi ay yung mga action daw ni Speaker Martin ay sobrang mabigat ang kamay, walang finesse, walang subtlety. They're going after the Dutertes who are extremely popular, and a single administration may not have the resources to wipe out all their good juju, kumbaga gathered in the decades of the mayoralty of Rodrigo Duterte plus the 6 years of his presidency. But even before hovering around, even in fact before, dahil nga hindi subtle yung mga attacks ng Congress, and of course it was perceived that going after VP Inday Sara was primarily an operation of Speaker Martin. kung kaya't pinag-usapan na posibleng mapalitan siya at ang mapapalit sa kanya ay si Congressman Toby. But wait, there's more. Ngayon, may umaangat na ibang pangalan, Congressman Albi Benitez, kapapanalo lang in this 2025 elections. Sama niyo po yung fluffy cat niyo. Ang dami kong fluffy cats. Which one? So, sige. We'll see. So, Eva, come up here. Eva. Okay. So, ano yung third name? Congressman Albi supposedly is a relative of, is a relative of First Lady Lisa Marcos. Again, tama, family feud pa rin. Congressman Albi daw is now being touted as the next Speaker of the House at si Congressman Toby daw is opting only for the Committee on Appropriations. But for those who want to see the cats, we'll put them in a little while. Ayoko lang mag-away kasi yung dalawa. Si Mimu kasi is our latest rescue and he's a little sensitive pa. May mga sakit pa. He has mouth sores. No, not mouth sores. Meron siyang toothache, so he can't eat very well. Inaaway siya ni Lini. So, alright. So now there are three names. Congressman Albi, Congressman Toby, and Congressman Martin. Okay? Pero today, may pushback. Kasi ang sinasabi is that, yun na nga, how can Congressman Toby claim that the reason for the dismal showing was the insistence on the impeachment. Insistence kasi daw, in spite of the fact na nagrally ang INC, taking the side of President Marcos against the impeachment, pinilit pa rin ng Kongreso under the leadership of Congressman Martin Romualdez. Pinilit pa rin daw, sabi ng side ng Congressman Martin, anong pinilit? There was a clamor. Sagot ni Congressman Toby, paano nagkaroon ng clamor? Kaya lang pumirma yung ibang mga kongresista ay dahil inipit niyo yung pera na kailangan ng mga kongresista para sa kanilang mga election campaigns. And in fact, Speaker Martin has been very generous and very helpful to many of the congressmen, kaya nga marami sa mga congressman ay tumakbo unopposed, including himself, Speaker Martin. Pero yung iba, of course, got the full support of Congress through a conditional release. Doon yung pinag-uusapan ni Congressman Toby yung conditional release, alam niyo yung feeling ko, yung reaction ko? Are you sure you want to be talking about this? Kasi pera namin yan eh. They're talking about conditional release, conditional release. Conditional release? Ano yan? Para gagamitin ninyo sa campaign ninyo. Wait, are you saying that this is people's money you're going to be using for your campaigns? What? So, okay. Now, but that's not even the end of it. May kwento pa. Kasi nakikita natin sa communications online, sa social media, may mga nagkupresenta ng panibagong naratiba. Kasi dito sa sinasabi ni Congressman Toby, parang inaamin nila, ang lakas ng mga Duterte. Hindi namin kinaya dahil yun na nga, masyado mabigat ang kamay nitong si Congressman Martin. Sumasagot ngayon yung remnants of the yellows at yung newly buhay, resurgent yellow saying, hindi totoo yan. Hindi totoo na malakas ang mga Duterte. Naos na sila. Ang konti lang na nakuha ng mga votes ng PDP. At pinilit lang naman ni Inday Sara yung panalo ni Amy at Camille. Wait, what? Parang inamin yun ang lakas ni Inday. Ang sabi nila, hindi na daw discredited na yung mga Duterte. Nanalo naman, marami namang nanalo na mga kongresista. Tingnan ninyo, eto, yung mga alyansa congressmen, ang daming nanalo. Hindi nila sinasama dun sa naratiba nila things like many congressmen are running unopposed. And in other instances, they were running may opposition, pero yung opposition nila PFP rin, Partido Federal. Yung iba naman, of course, ang laki ng tulong ng kanilang campaign funds. So, What was PDP up against? They had no money. Their leader was kidnapped and sent to The Hague. VP Inday is not even a member of PDP, and yet at the last minute, the whole thing came together. So, kung sa tingin ng mga dilaw that they can shift the narrative and say, hindi talaga naman nanalo, hindi naman totoo na natalo ang alyansa, hindi naman totoo yung mga ganyan, mahina naman talaga yung mga Duterte, buti nga nakapanalo pa sila ng 5. So, for the moment, pwede natin silang i-ignore. But, remember this kwento. Sinasabi nila, yung mga ganyan, they are presenting an alternative narrative para pahinain ang mga Duterte. What does this mean? It means na ang administrasyon, inaamin nila, nagkamali sila sa pagbabakbak ng mga Duterte. Now, the yellows are saying, wait, di kayo nagkamali, pero kung hindi nyo itutuloy yan, kami gagawa. Okay? So, watch out for that. In the meantime, back to Congressman Toby and Congressman Martin. So, ngayon, ang ginagawa ni Congressman Martin is minomobilize niya yung kanyang mga media forces, both traditional and social media, to defend him. So, humanda tayo, and in the coming days, ang target nila will be Congressman Toby Chak. Okay? So, yan In the meantime, tayong mga nasa side natin na ganito, dun sa green side, bili pa na kulang ang popcorn natin, panoorin na lang natin sila. So, but in the meantime, watching out for the yellows. Now, mayroong nagsasabi na kaya nanalo yung mga dilaw was because of the work that they were doing in the schools and universities. So, we fed the information to some people that we know, and this is what they came up with. It's not true. For the generations up to Gen Z, okay, there are only 8 million of the youth of that age, up to Gen Z, which is 27 years old and below. Dun sa grupo na yan, only 8 million are registered voters. Of the 8 million, of those with the ages of 27 and below, I have to double check the numbers kasi si Ahmed nag-clutch ng numbers na ito. Only 4 million actually voted. So, yung teorya ninyo na trinabaho daw talaga nila yung youth, that's not true. So, don't keep repeating it. You know why? Because you're telling the yellows, uy, ang galing-galing ninyo, nagawa ninyo to. They're going to use that now, their success story, and keep telling the youth, kampi namin kayo. In fact, a lot of you showed support to us, but the truth is, we aren't even sure. Okay? So, yun yung numbers. Of those up to 27 years old and below, not a lot of them voted. So, yung sinasabi na kaya nanalo si Bam Aquino at saka si Kiko Pangilinan was because of the youth, it may not be true. Now, here is what, ang pangsalag natin dun sa mga attempts ng mga naratiba ng mga dilaw. Okay? Number 1, hindi nga organized ang PDP, very well organized at the start. Nakahabol sila. Number 2, VP Inday and PDP although they are allies, hindi siya member ng PDP. But they came together and were able to present a good showing. Why is it a good showing? Because in the last 3 years, binabakpakan nga nila ng kabila ang grupo na ito. They have been busy with all the social media and all media. Somehow, all of these forces were arrayed against the Dutertes. 3 years yan. How much time did VP Inday and PDP have to put together a campaign? Not much. Kasi by March 11, nakuha na si PRD. I know that they were organizing by November as of last year, October last year. Diba? Even before October, andyan na. I remember I attended at least 2 of the conventions of PDP. So last year, gumagalaw na sila. But in March 11, they lost their leader. So in spite of all that, the Duterte still had an extremely strong showing. Kasi ang sinasabi ng mga dilaw, mahina na yung mga DDS, 10 million lang ang bumoto sa mga senador ng PDP. Excuse me, 3 taon nyo kaming binabakbakan pero natalo pa rin kayo. Diba? Kasi even if you have 2 senators, ilan na lang kayo? And the reason nakapasok kayo dyan was because the administration took your side. And lumilitaw na rin na BBM apparently, this is the talk. I'm not saying that this is, proven fact yet, but they're not denying it that BBM apparently supported the candidacies of BAM and Kiko.